setting myself apart.
Okay. Thank you all for being here. This is the last forum we're doing. This is on the City Council, obviously. My name is Cyril Yu. I'm with the South Coast Chinese Cultural Association. I'm on the board of directors and a former chair. I'd like to welcome you all to our center here, and also to Truman
Street Collaborative.
That's why I have Tammy here, man, so she can remind me of the name that she's come up with. But we, for the first time, we've decided to broaden this out a little bit. So we actually have co-sponsors this year, and it's all the other organizations that are on the street that we share on Truman. It's the New Horizons School next door to us. It is the Irvine Center, is the Islamic Center of Irvine, and then the Korean American Center, which is also across the street from us. So we want to welcome them all for participating and helping us out on this particular forum. I'm going to be introducing the moderator in a moment, Xu Pingyin. She's been a long-time member of the South Coast Chinese Cultural Association. She has been a former PTO president at our school. Her children actually went through the Irvine Chinese School, and during the time period we're actually building the facility that you see here. One of the things we try to do when we put together this forum is have the people that are playing the major roles, that is the moderator as well as the question screeners, the individuals that are not directly connected to the city of Irvine, so that you have some degree of no bias or that type of thing. She actually lives in Costa Mesa. The other two individuals that are helping us out with questions are John Lim and Lisa Smith. They also don't live in the city of Irvine, but they've been longtime members of our community and have been helpful in this particular process. So I'm going to hand it over to our moderator, who has been doing a fabulous job this morning and has actually done this multiple times. So once again, thank you very much.
Good morning. Welcome. Thank you. So here's the rules for the forum. Audience, please turn off your cell phone. And you're encouraged to ask questions. So if you have a question, we have Tammy and Beatrice. They have cards and pens, and write down your questions. So timers will hold up 30 seconds. If you see 30 seconds, that means you have 30 seconds remaining. In 10 seconds, that's a time to wrap up and time out. We will move on to the next candidate at that point. So for candidates, you have 2 minutes opening and closing statement and 60 seconds to answer a question. The questions are pre-selected or collected from our audience. So audience, please hold your applause until the end. We will applause for all the candidates. So, just to be fair, we put all your names, candidates, we put all your names in this box. So instead of going through any particular order, we will draw your name, and that's the order you will be speaking. All right. For now, we're going to self-intro, 2 minutes. First one, Gan Chen.
Hey everyone, my name is Gan Chen. 大家好，我是陈刚啊。I'm running for the Irvine City Council this year. I have been working in Irvine since 1995, and I moved to Irvine and bought my first home in Irvine in 1997. All my kids went through Irvine Unified School District. 3 of them are still in the Irvine Unified School District. I love Irvine, that's why I'm running for the Irvine City Council. I have a very simple plan for Irvine. My plan for Irvine is one vision with 3 focus. The vision is to make Irvine a real first-class city international destination for everybody. And the three focuses: traffic and control our growth and focus on our education, make our Irvine school even better. Irvine is a great city, but unfortunately in the past 10 years, we have a lot of problems caused by rapid development without adequate infrastructure. And in 1960s, when before Irvine was even incorporated as a city, we have a great architect whose name is William Pereira. He developed a very nice master plan, and we developed the city based on the master plan. One of the important concepts of the master plan is the village concept. Basically, you need to have the basic needs for every family within a very short driving distance, and the kids can walk or bike to school. That's our basic concept. Unfortunately, we have lost this concept in the past 10 years. I'm an architect by trade, so to restore our Irvine's master plan and bring us back to the right track, we need another architect. I'm the right person to help you to bring Irvine back to its right track. Thank you.
Next person is Kevin.
Hello, everyone. Hello, is this working? Mm-hmm. It is. I can't hear it. All right. So my name is Kev Abazajan. I am a professor of physics at UC Irvine. My wife is a professor of criminology, law, and society on campus there at UCI as well. And our son is a third grader at our local neighborhood school, Irvine Public Schools, who we just heard from the candidates for school board. And I am, we moved here just over 7 years ago, and we're really proud to call Irvine home. We moved here because of how amazing this city is, and really wanted to raise a family here and participate in this great higher education institution that is UC Irvine. My life has actually been pretty tied to public service since I was a kid myself. I've gone to public schools all my life. I went to a public university for my bachelor's degree. I went to UC San Diego Public University for my PhD. And I've done research at public national labs, Los Alamos National Labs, and Fermi National Accelerator Laboratory. And then I've taught at public universities, at the University of Maryland College Park, and then now here at UCI. And I've always had a foot in public service, as I said, both in terms of my educational and research goals, but also in my service time. I've helped found a graduate student union back in the 1990s at UC San Diego because of the bad working conditions that the humanities students, not the physics students, were seeing. And I also helped work on a living wage ordinance back in San Diego, New Mexico, when I was at Los Alamos. So I'd love to tell you more about what I've got.
Next one is Anthony Gold.
Good morning. My name is Anthony Kuo. My family moved to Irvine in 1978. They moved to Woodbridge. I had the pleasure of going to Irvine's public schools. I was a student at Alderwood when it was still in Woodbridge. I went to Lakeside, spent a year at Woodbridge, and then we moved, so I transferred to University High School because no one wanted to drive me to school, and I was too lazy to walk. You see Mrs. Saray here, who was a remarkable teacher. When I was there, I didn't have her, but she was there. I've spent my adult life serving this community. I served on the Irvine Valley College Foundation's board. I served as president and on the board of the Irvine Exchange Club, which supports our Scholar Athletes program, our Police Officer of the Year dinner, our Thanksgiving Community Prayer Breakfast, and other programs. I've been a commissioner for the last 8 years, holding developers' feet to the fire, pacing out development, making them pay their fair share, so that we can ensure the delivery of parks and roads, to partner with our school districts to make sure that our schools stay at the top of the state. I'm proud to be endorsed by the Irvine Police Association, our rank and file officers who wear badges and guns every day to protect this community, keeping Irvine America's safest city, our district attorney, and a friend of mine, Patricia Linskunis, who is the CEO and founder of an organization called Crime Survivors. Patricia is an Irvine resident who was actually a victim of attempted murder who has worked with crime victims throughout this country. We have to protect our open space and parks in the city. So my focus as a councilman will be use my experience not only as a lifelong resident, as a longtime commissioner, to ensure the delivery of parks, roads, and schools to maintain our quality of life. Thanks.
Next one is Frank McGill.
Good morning, I'm Frank McGill. I've lived in Irvine for 42 years and I raised 2 sons here and presently have a little granddaughter that's growing up in Irvine. In my younger days, I was an Air Force pilot and I flew combat missions in Vietnam, but today I'm an urban planner. I have a master's degree in urban planning. I worked for 30 years with the Orange County Planning Department, and during that time, I helped to create 15 planned communities. So I know the difference between good planning and bad planning, and I have to say that in the last 5 years, the planning in Irvine has been bad. Now I've interfaced with all aspects of local government, I know how it works, so I think I can help turn Irvine around and get us back on track to the way it was envisioned with the general plan when it was adopted in the 70s. I think that Irvine is still a great place to live and work, but the city council has been spoiling the nest, and we need to stop that. Thank you.
Next one is Farah Khan.
Thank you. My name is Farah Khan, and I've been a part of the Irvine community for about 14 years. My family and I moved here seeking the great education, the safety, the cultural diversity, and the economic opportunities that arose. We moved here because we wanted to start our own business, and we have been in business for the past 14 years, running our own restaurant. And right now, I'm the mother of 4 kids, 4 boys, 2 of my own, and 2 that I'm fostering. My husband and I have been foster parents for about 6 years now. Besides that, my background comes from being in regulatory affairs in a biotech company, Chiron. And really, I was the regulatory affairs manager for about 8 years, making sure that the products that we were putting out met the regulations required by the FDA. Currently, I'm the executive director of the Newport Mesa Irvine Interfaith Council, where I work with various faith communities and other nonprofits tackling issues like poverty, homelessness, and human trafficking right here in our Orange County. One of the greatest things that I enjoy about being in Irvine is the opportunity for people to do so many things. And I'm not new to civic life. For the past 11 years, I've been involved in many different organizations here. From bringing the entertainment, arts, and food at the Irvine Little Village Festival for the past 8 years. I've served on the steering committee there. And besides that, I'm a member of the Irvine Rotary Club. I'm also a CERT member, making sure that myself and my neighbors are safe from any disasters. And also, one of my greatest opportunities here was being on PTA. I've served not only as a PTA member, a board member, but also a past president for 3 terms. And I'm currently serving on the school site council for my son's high school. These are the opportunities that are available for all of us. And I want to make sure as city council that every person here realizes their opportunity and their purpose. And that's why I'm running for city council. Thank you.
Next candidate is Lee Ching Lee Sung.
Good morning. Thank you, South Coast Chinese Cultural Association, Islamic Center of Irvine, Korean American Center, and the New Horizon Irvine for hosting today's forum. It's wonderful to see residents with so many diverse cultures coming together to participate and contribute to the development of our great city. My name is Lee Sung. I graduated from USC with a PhD in chemical engineering and have worked in global organizations across the US and Europe, from being an engineer to vice president of research. I also earned a JD degree while working full-time and am a California as well as a US Patent Office licensed attorney. I've been Irvine resident for 16 years. My family benefited greatly from Irvine's public schools, and 3 of our 4 children have gone to colleges at Harvard, UChicago, and UCLA.
Although Irvine is still at the top of the nation in many aspects, and was ranked the second place as best city to live recently, residents felt clear decline in traffic, schools, and public safety. Most of the issues were caused by unbalanced growth, which in turn was caused by heavy influence from special interests, historical baggage, and partisan politics. To ensure the bright future of Irvine, we need the City Council with integrity, responsibility, diversity, and transparency. I will bring responsibility to the City Council to maintain balanced growth. I will bring capability to the City Council with decades of professional experience. I will also bring independence to the City Council with no historical baggage, no partisan affiliation, and no special interests. Thank you.
Next candidate is John Park.
Hello everyone, my name is John Park. Thank you, all of you, for being here on a Saturday morning. So the first thing I'll say to you is we absolutely love Irvine. In fact, we cannot imagine living anywhere else. And as one of my kids said when he started kindergarten, he told his teacher, "We're from the country of Irvine." And we really feel this way. So we moved here about 19 years ago. We've lived 16 years in North Park, 3 in Orchard Hills. Actually, my wife and I came here as newlyweds. And now we have 3 kids, all born here and attending public schools. I am a business owner. I'm the head of a company that I started just under 13 years ago now, out of my home office, and now it's an award-winning corporation. So we've given back in our own ways. We've supported many organizations regarding children, veterans, as of course the less fortunate. We've sponsored several school groups. I am also a new Rotarian, which is a community service organization, and I've also served as my HOA's president. But you know, most of the time I think you'll find our family going from one activity to another, just like all Irvine families, in our white Toyota minivan. So the reasons why I'm running, I think that since we've been here in Irvine, the city has grown from 140,000 people to 280,000 people. And while that growth has brought us many, many, many amazing people, as well as great amenities, I think that we are experiencing some growing pains, and some growing pains, you can argue, are headline news. Now more than ever, I believe we need a fresh, independent thinker in City Hall. I refused all donations from PACs, special interests, and corporations, not because I think they're all bad, but because I will be beholden to no one except you, the residents of Irvine. Thank you.
Next candidate speaking is Jackie Woods.
Hi. Thank you so much to the Chinese Cultural Association, Irvine, the Chinese School. I've been in Irvine longer than I think most of everybody except Frank has been alive. We moved here 47 years ago. My son was 2 years old. My husband came home one day, he was in the military, he was a counterintelligence agent in the Marine Corps. And we rented in Tustin, and my husband came home one day and he said, "There's a new place called Irvine." And we bought a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house for $28,900. And we've been here ever since. It's been a fabulous place to live. We've watched the city grow, we've contributed. My son went all through the school system here in Irvine through the GATE program, the Gifted and Talented. And he graduated from UCI. He's 25 years, a sergeant with LAPD. So we've been here a very long time. My son asked me, "Are you going to ever sell your house?" I said, "No, they're going to carry me out of here." Let me read my candidate statement why I'm running. You may have been one of the 50,000 people who viewed my online video urging Irvine residents to vote no on B last June. Measure B was a developer scheme to replace our Longpan Veterans Cemetery at the Great Park with massive development, bringing yet more traffic. Our grassroots No on B campaign won 63 to 37%. The people of Irvine said no to the development and yes to the Great Park. This past July, the City Council refused to implement it. That's when I decided to run, making this pledge to you. My first vote as your City Council member will be to immediately begin construction of the Veterans Cemetery on the original site approved by the state legislator. I'm a mother, a businesswoman, and a 47-year resident. I'm a public safety volunteer. Thank you.
Next speaker is Lauren Johnson Norris.
Good morning, my fellow Irvine residents, and thank you to the Truman Street Collaborative and the South Coast Chinese Cultural Association, Chinese School and Korean American Center. My name is Lauren Johnson Norris, and I'm so pleased to be here. I'm a small business owner. I'm a California licensed attorney, an Irvine Community Services Commissioner, and a mother of twin 5-year-old girls. I'm also the wife of a United States Coast Guard veteran. And I have dedicated my life to public service in the service of children and families as both a lawyer and an advocate. I grew up in Southern California and I worked my way through college in Claremont. I attended law school in New York, and in 2004 I moved to Irvine. I served as a deputy public defender, defending all of our constitutional rights. And then I opened my law practice in 2009, protecting children and families. My passion is solving tough problems. As a commissioner, I've advocated for the city's transportation needs, affordable housing, more parks and open spaces, increased childcare, and land conservation. I'm also the public safety candidate in this race. I am the only candidate who's been endorsed by Irvine Police and Orange County Fire. And it's my commitment to protecting Irvine's excellent quality of life that earned me those endorsements. I'm also the only candidate who has released my traffic